What you're about to witness is absolutely incredible. A spoiled rich kid stands in Judge Caprio's courtroom and actually says, "Money solves everything." He thinks his trust fund makes him invincible. He's waving his credit card around like it's a magic wand. Then Judge Caprio teaches him a lesson so profound, so perfectly designed, that money can't fix it. The kid's face, when he realizes what's happening, priceless. But before we dive into this masterclass in justice, quick question. Where are you watching from? United States? Mexico? UK? Philippines? Spain? Drop it in the comments. And if you're new here, smash subscribe because we bring you the most satisfying Judge Caprio moments where entitled people learn hard truths. Trust me, this lesson is unforgettable. It's Thursday afternoon in Providence. The courtroom is handling the usual cases when something unusual walks through the door. Trevor Ashford, 19 years old. The charges: hit and run, property damage, leaving the scene of an accident. And this kid looks like he just stepped out of a luxury car commercial. Everything designer, head to toe. His outfit probably cost more than most people make in a month. Gold chain, expensive watch, sunglasses on his head that cost $1,000. He's even wearing designer sneakers to court. And his expression? Bored. Completely bored. He walks to the podium scrolling on his phone, doesn't even look up until the bailiff tells him twice to put it away. He sighs like it's the biggest inconvenience in the world. If you're already annoyed, hit that like button because this kid's attitude is about to get 10 times worse. Judge Caprio looks at the file, his expression serious. "Mr. Ashford, you're here on serious charges. You were involved in a collision that caused significant damage to another vehicle. According to the police report, you then left the scene without exchanging information or waiting for police. The other driver had to track you down through witnesses. Can you explain what happened?" Trevor shrugs, barely making eye contact. "Your Honor, look, I was in a hurry. I had somewhere to be. I bumped this guy's car in a parking lot. It wasn't even that bad, just some scratches. I didn't think it was worth waiting around for." Judge Caprio leans forward. "Mr. Ashford, leaving the scene of an accident is a crime. It doesn't matter if you were in a hurry. It doesn't matter if you thought the damage was minor. You're legally required to stop and exchange information." Trevor waves his hand dismissively. I know. But honestly, Your Honor, I don't see what the big deal is. I can just pay for the damage. I've got money. Lots of it. So let's just figure out what it costs and I'll write a check. Problem solved. Drop a comment right now because it's about to get so much worse. Tell me what country you're from." Judge Caprio's jaw tightens. "Mr. Ashford, this isn't just about property damage. This is about taking responsibility, about following the law, about showing basic respect for other people." Trevor actually laughs. "Your Honor, with all due respect, I think you're overthinking this. Everything in life comes down to money. If you have enough money, you can solve any problem. That's just reality. My family has money. I have money. So whatever the damages are, whatever the fine is, I'll pay it. Easy." The prosecutor stands up, clearly annoyed. "Your Honor, the victim's repair estimate is $4,200. But beyond that, Mr. Ashford showed complete disregard for his legal obligations and for the other driver's well-being. He didn't even check if anyone was injured." Trevor pulls out his wallet and literally waves his credit card. $4,200? Done. I can pay that right now. See? Money solves everything. Can I go now? The courtroom is stunned into silence. The clerk is staring. The bailiff looks disgusted. Even Trevor's own lawyer puts his head in his hands. Judge Caprio stands up slowly, and everyone knows something major is about to happen. Share this video right now because what Judge Caprio does next is absolutely genius. Judge Caprio's voice is quiet but sharp as a knife. "Mr. Ashford, you just said something very revealing. You said money solves everything. Do you genuinely believe that?" Trevor nods confidently. "Yeah, I do. I've never had a problem I couldn't solve by writing a check or swiping a card. That's just how the world works, Your Honor. People pretend it's not. But everyone knows money is what really matters." "I see." Judge Caprio picks up the file. Well, Mr. Ashford, I'm about to teach you a lesson about things money can't buy. For leaving the scene of an accident and failing to provide information, I'm fining you $3,000. For property damage, you'll pay the victim $4,200 in restitution. That's $7,200 total. Trevor actually smiles and pulls out his phone. No problem, Your Honor. Can I pay online or do I need to go to a window? You can pay at the clerk's office. But we're not done, Mr. Ashford. Judge Caprio's tone gets harder. Because you demonstrated such a profound misunderstanding of responsibility and such contempt for the law, I'm also sentencing you to 120 hours of community service. Trevor's smile falters. Community service? Your Honor, can't I just pay more instead? I'll pay double the fine, triple even. I really don't have time for community service. And there it is. Judge Caprio's voice is ice cold. That's exactly the problem, Mr. Ashford. You think everything can be bought. You think money is a substitute for personal responsibility. So no, you cannot pay more to avoid community service. You're going to serve every single hour. Hit subscribe because this sentence gets even more perfect. But Judge Caprio isn't done, not even close. And this is where his brilliance really shows. Mr. Ashford, I'm choosing where you'll serve your community service very carefully. You're going to work at Providence Community Auto Repair. It's a nonprofit that fixes cars for low-income families who can't afford repairs. People who need their cars to get to work, to take their kids to school, to live their lives. People for whom a $4,200 repair bill would be financially devastating. Trevor's face goes pale. Your Honor, I don't know anything about fixing cars. I can't do that. Then you'll learn. You'll work under their mechanics. You'll change oil, rotate tires, replace brake pads, whatever they need. And while you're doing it, you'll meet people whose lives are impacted by car damage. People who can't just wave a credit card and make problems disappear. Trevor is shaking now, the confidence completely gone. Your Honor, this isn't fair. I said I'd pay for everything. You will pay for everything, Mr. Ashford. Judge Caprio's voice is firm. You'll pay the money you owe. But money isn't all you owe. You owe your time, your effort, your humility. Those are things you can't buy. And those are exactly what you need to give. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are standing, cheering. Trevor looks devastated, all his arrogance stripped away. But Judge Caprio still has one more twist. One more thing, Mr. Ashford. When you complete your 120 hours, you're going to write me an essay, 5 pages minimum, about what you learned. Not about car repair, about the people you met, about what their lives taught you, about whether you still believe money solves everything. And if you don't complete this essay to my satisfaction, I'll add another 40 hours of service. Comment below if you think this is the most brilliant sentence ever. Let me know what country you're from. Trevor can barely speak. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. Do you, Mr. Ashford? Do you really understand? Because right now, you're standing in my courtroom thinking, this is just another problem you can throw money at. But I'm giving you something money can't buy. I'm giving you the opportunity to become a better person, to develop character, to understand that the world doesn't revolve around your trust fund. Don't waste this opportunity. Trevor nods, tears forming in his eyes. I won't, Your Honor. I promise. Good. Report to Providence Community Auto Repair this Saturday at 8 a.m. Wear clothes you don't mind getting dirty. Court adjourned. The gavel comes down. As Trevor leaves the courtroom, he's completely transformed. The swagger is gone. The confidence is shattered. He's just a scared kid who finally realized his money can't protect him from everything. One woman in the gallery says loudly, "Best sentence I've ever heard." That Saturday, Trevor shows up at Providence Community Auto Repair. The director, Marcus, later tells Judge Caprio the story. He walked in looking terrified. Designer clothes already dirty from the walkover. Clearly never worked with his hands in his life. We put him on an oil change. He didn't know which end of a wrench to use. But he tried. He actually tried. 3 weeks in, something shifted. Trevor met Elena, a single mother whose car broke down. She needed it fixed to get to her 2 jobs. couldn't afford the $800 repair. Our shop fixed it for free using donated parts. Trevor helped. He watched Elena cry with relief when we told her it was done. He told me later that he'd never seen someone so grateful for something he would have paid for without thinking. Tell me in the comments if you believe experiences like this change people. 8 weeks into his sentence, Trevor is a different person. He arrives early, stays late, asks questions, actually cares about the work. Marcus says, one day, this wealthy businessman brought his Porsche in for regular service at a paid shop next door. Saw Trevor working on a beat-up Honda, covered in grease. Made some joke about how the rich kid had fallen. Trevor looked at him and said, I'm learning what actually matters. You should try it sometime. I was proud of him in that moment. 4 months after the courtroom appearance, Trevor completes his 120 hours. He submits his essay to Judge Caprio. Your Honor, 4 months ago, I walked into your courtroom believing money solved everything. I was wrong about everything. Money can buy things. It can't buy character. It can't buy the respect I saw people give Marcus, who runs a nonprofit helping strangers. It can't buy the gratitude Elena showed when we fixed her car so she could keep her jobs and feed her kids. It can't buy the satisfaction I felt when I actually fixed something with my own hands instead of paying someone else to do it. The essay continues, getting more profound. I met a man named David who drives a 20-year-old car because he spends all his money on his daughter's medical treatments. His car is falling apart, but he maintains it himself because he can't afford a mechanic. I helped him replace his brake pads. He tried to pay me. I told him it was free. He cried and hugged me. That hug was worth more than anything I've ever bought. That's when I finally understood. Money doesn't solve everything. It can't buy the things that actually matter. Connection, purpose, the feeling that you've helped someone, the knowledge that you've earned respect through your actions, not your bank account. Share this video if this transformation gives you hope that people can change. Trevor's essay ends with this. Thank you, Your Honor, for not letting me pay my way out of this. If you had, I would have learned nothing. I would have stayed the same spoiled kid who thought his credit card was magic. Instead, you gave me something priceless, the chance to become a better person. I'm still working at the auto shop, not because I have to, but because I want to. Marcus offered me a part-time job helping with outreach and fundraising. I said yes. For the first time in my life, I'm doing something that actually matters. Money didn't teach me that. You did, and I'll never forget it. Judge Caprio keeps the essay in his office. He calls Marcus. How's Trevor doing? Marcus laughs. He's incredible, Judge. He convinced his family's foundation to donate $50,000 to our shop. He's recruiting his rich friends to volunteer. He's turned his privilege into something positive. You changed that kid's life. Before we end this powerful story, here's the lesson. Money solves transactional problems. It buys things and services, but it doesn't buy character, integrity, purpose, or meaning. Trevor Ashford walked into that courtroom thinking his trust fund made him invincible. Judge Caprio showed him that the most important things in life, the things that actually make you a good person, can't be purchased. The brilliance of the sentence, forcing Trevor to work alongside people for whom $4,200 is devastating. Making him see that his casual dismissal of the accident represented someone else's potential crisis. Teaching him that his wealth is an opportunity to help, not a shield from responsibility. Thank you for watching this incredible transformation. Hit subscribe for more Judge Caprio moments that prove the best lessons can't be bought. Share this with anyone who needs to learn that money isn't everything. And remember Trevor's revelation. Money can buy things. It can't buy the things that actually matter. That's a priceless lesson. And Judge Caprio taught it perfectly. See you next time.